I'm Carcina.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Welcome. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Cino's back. I take some time off to spend with my family, and people were freaking out. Where is Cino? I'm waiting on Cino. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm out here with my family. I'm spending some time with them. I haven't seen my uncles in a while, so I'm hanging out with them. It was a family moment. Jesus. I'm not relaxed. I'm not going nowhere. Guys, man, I think Drake them got him. Drake them got Cino. I'm like, Cino would have went live by now. Cino was tired. After kicking it with his family, Cino said, you know what? I'm going to get some sleep. Cino's tired. Well-deserved sleep after hanging out with the fam. So when I got up this morning, I decided let's see what happens. Turn on the television. Saw everything I needed to see. We were about to pull up on Drake. You got to stay posted. So watching the game, I said, well, let me watch the whole game. Watching JJ Redick, just watching him now. All I look at him is KKK Redick. That's all I can see. Now, here's what I saw during this game. Bronny James is, like I said, he's a guy that's trying to learn this on a fly. Like, he's really trying to be better. He's working on his game. He's trying way more than I thought he was kind of forcing it. And after not taking a lot of shots in the last game, looked like he was timid. Today, he wanted to come out and be aggressive. And that's just not his game. And this game here, he was aggressively going to the rim. The team was trying to help him. This game, more than anything, they were throwing him alley-oops. He's just one undersized to pull off these achievements. He can jump, but everybody in the league can jump now. You're not playing in high school where it's like maybe 2 guys on the team that could really be superstars. So Bronny is really trying to figure it all out. And he's trying to play the game the best he knows how. And the thing is, from what he's having a problem with more than everybody just seeing the shot selections, watching the game is not the speed of the game. He's caught the speed of it. It's just that the decision makings you make are like this. You gotta read these things right away. By the time Bronny sees it, it's about 1.2 seconds too slow. He's transitioned, which is like his father. When transition, that's easy for him to do. The game is simple. Don't take nothing to do in transition. But to actually be in a set, Bronny's engaged to set picks. A lot more movement than his father. Mm-hmm. Oh, his brother's going to be a problem. Well, we don't know. Because, see, the reason why a lot of people like Bryce more is because Bryce don't really talk. There's no hype around Bryce at all. As it shouldn't have been about Bronny. There should have never been this much pressure that his father applied on him. Had he just been a regular player that they just put on the team, nobody would be giving him this much abuse. He would be able to go through. People don't even remember that this guy had cardiac arrest, full cardiac arrest about a year ago, a little bit over a year ago. And now he's here on the court. People should be rooting for the guy to succeed. People just can't wait to flame him because they don't like the process of how he was picked for the Los Angeles Lakers. And I can understand either side. I understand that you don't like the process of how he got here. Whether you bought it or not, he suffered a cardiac arrest, sir. He really did. He flatlined. It's like people are rooting for Bronny to fail. I'm not one of them. I look at it and judge it for what it is. I don't want to attach his father to him. But what his father done for him did not help him. Making sure that they draft him under the spotlights, putting all this media marketing behind Bronny. If I'm Bryce, I'm saying, don't even say my name. If I'm good enough to get drafted, we'll see. Well, in Space Jam 2, they had the script of LeBron James forcing his sons into basketball when his son wanted to go into like digital tech. Well, Bryce got hype. Bronny is 6'1", Bryce is 6'6". Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of players with no history of a heart problem have a cardiac arrest on the basketball court. Because when you take your physicals, sometimes those things are undetectable. That's right. Bronny is a good kid. And he was set up for failure or put on this flight or hype or whatever. But none of this is really going to matter once the season starts. And we'll get to that later. Now, going off this game, Bronny is a half second slow because he's trying to read what's happening. Right? The more he plays, the more he'll be able to pick it up, I believe. He said he's going to watch film and see how he gets better. I don't know if they talked to him. They should have spoke to him. Bronny's not a shooter. You're not. Bronny is not a terrible player. He's just not NBA. He's not. It's not at an NBA level. Now, the main problem I see here with Bronny that he possesses is a small fact. And that small fact that I see that Bronny possesses is that he has some speed, he has some athleticism, but he's not that fast where guys can't catch him. His ball handling skills is better than his father's, but it's not outstanding. You know, he's not breaking anybody off with his moves. Like he's not getting fooling defenders with his sleight of hand and his movements. He don't have a go-to move or a bag, really. Something that'll free him up and give him separation. He just plays the right way. You know, he's a guy that's out there trying hard. And it's cool. He can make some passes. He's good. He's a much on alert defender, more instinctively. Like he's in the right place at the right time because he's played good defense. He's there in position so he could pick off bad passes. So when you see those scenarios pop up and start happening, he's not even D1 college level either. Bronny just needs to be better than Marcus. Bronny, I mean, that's hard. They played two different positions. Plus, Marcus did more. What's up, HD? Y'all don't forget to subscribe to his channel, too. Welcome to HDII TV. His live streams be just as wild as you could imagine. You're going to have a ball over there. Good morning, bro. So watching the game, I was saying that Bronny, what he's having a problem with is, one, he's undersized completely. Like these guys are much bigger. And this summer league, this ain't even the league. These guys are way more physical. You're not going to be able to get that little drive to the lane, little running layup. They'll send that stuff to the moon. And you're going to have to finish plays. The very small opportunities you have to score on like alley-oops and everything else, you got to convert those. But going back up and down the court, this summer league, He's got to be able to explode, get the ball, finish above the rim, in fashion. But a lot of these guys are going to challenge you because you're Bronny James. So it's going to highlight them if they get a block on you. So they're going to go the extra mile. Some of these guys, they work at UPS. I'm serious. These guys are trying to make a roster. They play ball. Some of these guys ain't finna hoop no more until next summer. So this summer league, this ain't even G League. Yeah, so they coming. Oh, definitely. At least he can defend. He plays defense, meaning that he commits, but he's undersized. He's not strong. Bronny is not strong, or he does not exert his physicality. If he is strong, he comes up meek like his father. He does not. Yeah, he does not exhibit any of this. This is why they signed Bronny to that deal before the summer camp started, before summer league started. I told you that. Rich dumbass Paul, who don't know anything, Bronny ain't playing in no G League. It was like, well, why not? He's a rookie. When he would have more time to develop in the G League. That's what developmental league. That's what it's for. Why would you want Bronny on the starting lineup? I could see the first week of the season, but then you send him down to the G League. That's what you do if you want them to get better. You want them to develop as players. They need playing time. You're not going to be able to get that on the Lakers. If y'all planning on making Bronny the starter, this is really going to become the it show. So they signed Bronny to this $8 million deal for 4 years already. Went to the game last night. Bronny not ready. Yeah. What's up, Dorian? That's funny, Alex. That's my cousin's name. Lonnie James. Lonnie James ain't done that. Yep. So the whole procedure is like this. When they went to the game and you saw Bronny playing and you saying he ain't like that, what you're seeing is a young kid that's not ready for the NBA major. No. But because of the hype that's there and everybody's looking at it for what it is and saying this and that about him, what you're not seeing is the like some that jumps off the page. But he was the 55th pick in the draft. How many of the guys that's in the top 10 you gonna even remember that was drafted 1 through 10? You ain't gonna remember probably anybody past 3 every year. Four on down, you be like, who? We did draft him then. Nobody really remembers these guys. But he's a 55th pick in the draft. No one cares about a 55th pick in the draft. Really, they don't. It's very rare a 55th pick in the draft just jumps off the page. And you be like, why the hell did he drop all the way to 55th? I support my brother, Solomon Hill, baby. He was just out there playing defense. It ain't his fault LeBron can't move his feet. Maybe it is LeBron James' fault, but Bronny actually moves his feet. He ain't got his dad footwork. He moves his feet. He actually tries on defense. Well, the thing is that you signed Bronny. So it makes it, I've never seen a 55th pick get $8 million. Exactly. But it's his shot selection. Bronny is not a shooter. See, that's what I'm saying. His foundation is wrong. This is what he was supposed to be and what he's made to be. You're like a point guard. Your job should be facilitating. Take an open jumper within the free throw line from the nail every time. Or little corner inside the three. You got to get that first before you just, he play like these young players today. They think they Steph Curry because they didn't hit a lot of threes in practice. So in game, they want to shoot a lot of threes. Bronny has missed 12 threes in 3 games altogether. He was 0 for 8. He shot, 8 last night and was 0 for 8? So in 3 games, you shot 12 threes and you shot 8 in yesterday's game. Overly aggressive because all of the bad press he got the last game he played. Bronny's only hit 1 jump shot in 3 games. That's a fact and stat they ain't telling you. Bronny has hit 1 jump shot, and that was in his first game. He hasn't hit another jump shot since. One jump shot in 3 games. Right. Now, if Bronny would have stayed in college, just 1. He's hit 1 jump shot in 3 games that he's played. He's only played 3 games. He sat out the other one. So he's played 3. 3 games, he's hit 1 jump shot. He's missed everything else. He scored at the rim. He got a dunk. He got a putback, a little hook thing in there. That's it. Besides free throws, that's it. It's at the rim. So you should know your strengths. Bronny, you're not a 3-point shooter. This ain't high school. This is NBA range. You are not shooting threes like that. So this is why I keep telling people these little highlight videos they do on YouTube showing them like, man, look at Bronny. He can shoot. This is a reason why they call highlight videos. You notice they never really miss. They're just hitting 8, 9 in a row and they post it. But you ain't missing all of the bricks that they've been shooting. He's not a shooter. Gilbert's trained with Bronny, but he know Bronny ain't ready. I mean, he knew, he was like, no, you just got to bring that dog out in him. But when he hit that dog, man, he was giving this guy the business. They want to lie to protect Bronny and protect their relationships. But Bronny has never been jump off the page basketball player. Even when he was playing with Zion Williamson. All right, they had Bronny and Zion on that same team on the AAU thing. Everybody knew Zion jumps off the page. Bronny was not. You want him to go to Pepperdine for 2 years and average 18 his junior year, then get drafted, his draft would be legit. Well, here's the thing. Who's to say Bronny was going to average 18 in Pepperdine? You're right. 3 and D guys are usually small forwards. He was set up for failure. Somebody said, why do I talk about this kid every day? I don't. I don't. I'm not here wishing bad on Bronny James. I actually want him to be better, but it's the fact that he isn't better. They keep talking about Giannis' brother. Everybody brings that up. And I was like, well, Giannis' brother played in the league. He got his other brother in the league. That's what happens in this game. But they didn't have a big promotional party for Giannis' brother. Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Bronny is trying to learn the game at the pro level. And what you've seen in him at USC, you can tell when they put Bronny on the bench what was happening there. You saw Boogie and all those guys that was way better than Bronny, brother. We knew that. So when you were watching it, you was able to make it out. Mm-hmm. No. No. Here's what people don't know when they try to say Giannis' brother. Giannis got his brother in the league. Okay, let's go over there with some context. Because I often try to tell people the reason why he's in the league, Bronny be scared to run back door. No, it's a lot of plays that he's missing. Or it's not that he's missing. I don't know if they practice a lot on these plays on Summer League. Most of these guys aren't professionals. Like some of the players that's on Summer League teams, most of them is, Some of them might not be there. But this is like the California Classic. You know, they play that out, and then you get to before you even get to the G League. But this Summer League, and some people are going to struggle here or not going to be at the elite level. But the players that were drafted who could play, like UC Dalton Connect, right? Does he seem like he have a problem adjusting to the league? Not at all. Because he was a real basketball player who knew exactly what he was doing. It is forced. Now, when did Giannis come in the league? Like 2000. When did Giannis get drafted? Wasn't that 2013, right? (2013). Okay, there it is. So Giannis was drafted in 2013. Do you know his brother that everybody keep talking about, that we all bring up, and I bring it up as an example to say nobody cared when Giannis' brother was in the league, right? And he got drafted. And I mean it, not just the one that was playing with him, his other brother that got drafted by the Lakers. The Lakers drafted his brother. He didn't get him on the team with him. His youngest brother, well, one of his younger brother after him got drafted by the Lakers, and they won that bubble championship. He was on the team. He got a ring. So he got it before Giannis and his other brother. So they drafted him because they wanted to have that moment and that publicity and all that of having Giannis' brother. So this is what Jenny Buss is about. She wants headlines. We got Giannis's brother. They marketed that. Scottie Pippen Jr., Shaq's son. You know, like it was like Shaq wanted him to just stay at LSU. He came out too early instead of developing, you know, Shy Reef or whatever, O'Neal. He was never going to make it. He said, Scarcino for life. Who am I scared of? I'm like, I'm scared now with that message. Like, what does that mean? So let's go back to I think Giannis is his name, the one that played with him, his other older brother. Now, let's get to that. Now, Giannis was playing basketball with Giannis when they was on the Greek basketball club, right? What if I told you he was drafted before Giannis? In 2013's NBA Developmental League draft, he was picked 9th overall. Then in 2014, he went to the Winchester Knicks. So he signed a 2-year Euro League prominent deal. He didn't come to the Bucks to 2019. Years down the line. No, he was drafted in the developmental league. Giannis was drafted already. They were taking him in the developmental league. In the NBA developmental league, Giannis was drafted in the pros. So it's not like Giannis was somebody like a superstar already. If he didn't get drafted, the whole family was going to be split up and he was going to go to Italy to play and play on that basketball team in Spain. They was going to take him over in Spain. He had visa problems. They were illegally in Germany. He didn't even, over there, yeah, in Greece. They were illegally over there. They didn't have citizenship to even be there. So Giannis shouldn't even been playing. He only played in like one tournament. And they saw it was enough talent there that it was worth developing. But what got him in the league was his interview with the coaches and how he saw the game. When they said, well, what would you do here on this play, Giannis? They get this to all the players that was there, all the top players that got drafted that year. Giannis was the only one who was smart enough to understand mathematics and everything. They didn't realize how smart Giannis was until they sat there in that interview. And he said, first of all, I would take the ball myself and bring it up because that would force their bigs. He knew the game of basketball. He knew positioning. So he knew a big man bringing the ball up, like with his size, him bringing it up full court would force their defense to have to adjust and try to say, okay, well, the center is going to have to come up. And if the guard is going to get ahead of him, he knows that there's no protection at the rim. So he knows the players. He said, I can give the ball to him at the rim. I could give the ball to him to finish at the rim. They don't have their protector. He's got to come up to guard me. And I know I could beat the center off the dribble. I can get by the center, the big man. So that's going to force somebody to help. He knew how the situations were going to be played. He knew with him on the court, what the advantages would be for the team with him on the court, rather with him not being on the court, and changed the coach's whole philosophy and style of how they were going to play the game. He was like, ball that up, throw that away. But he's like, his visa problems. Like, I think the New Jersey Nets had Giannis, and they were going to pick him. They wanted to, but they was like, his visa situation with, and what he wanted was visas for his whole family, not just him. They were like, he wanted for his whole family? It's like, yeah, you got to get a United States visa. They was like, oh, the Bucks took a chance of all chances. This is why I told you Giannis was never leaving Milwaukee. He was not going. If you knew Giannis's story, you would know why Giannis wasn't going. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Giannis has been he was in the draft league. Like, he got drafted into the NBA developmental draft when Giannis came into the league. They had already made it first, and we're going to put him in the NBA developmental draft. But Giannis, they took a chance on. He wasn't no superstar of the league. He was a little skinny kid with no visa coming into the country. They took a chance on his brother and put him in the developmental league. So he was drafted 9th in the NBA developmental draft. So that's going to get him a visa. And now he could play in the international, he's getting a visa, and his mom and dad got a visa, and his other brother got a visa. So all three of them, that's little, whatever, they all got visas, and now they can come to the United States. And Giannis worked his butt off to get better every year. Every time he got on the court, he got better. Now, yesterday, I'm not mad that Bronny took the amount of shots that he took. I'm not mad at the shots he took. It was the aggressiveness in which he played. He's 6 for 26 in 3 games. So yesterday he just went on a shot-taking frenzy. And the problem is you haven't even established yourself yet on the court. Right now, Giannis should be getting shots up after the gym. I'm going to be shooting and getting up about 1,000 shots. And I'm not going to just shoot threes. I need to shoot from every area on this court. And see, that's what these young kids don't do today. They sit over there and watch these videos of guys and highlights shooting threes. They just want to pull up for 3. You're not a three-point shooter, Bronny. Your shot form is shortened because you're not getting extension on your shot. His shot is like a broken wing. He shoot like this. Like almost like a knuckleball, like you playing like pinochle. It's no real follow through. It's all like shot adjustment. Once he gets a clear up and snapping the wrist down, once he gets snap on the shot, he's learned to snap that wrist down. Pow! That's the determination. That's what's getting the ball in the net. That snap. And me, I always had that snap. Drop. I know when I snap that wrist, that's it. Snap. Hand down, man down. So I already knew that was going to be the case. But that was 2013, though, when Giannis' brother came in the league. It was like when he was taken in the NBA Developmental League. He went around Europe. So it took from 2013, 6 years before he got to play on the Bucks. 6 years. So it's not like Bronny ain't coming here, get drafted in the G League or whatever, bounce around the league for a while, go play in Europe for a while, then come back and be like, I'm on the team. So it's not really the same. But nobody cared when he got on the team because he had no big media publicity. Now, the youngest brother, when he got drafted, the Costa guy, when the Lakers took him, he was like the second youngest player in the game and whatever. He was so young coming into the league. The 76ers took him in the, 2018? So before his brother came in, Costas was drafted in 2018. Yeah, and in 2018, the 76ers took him. And then he was traded to Dallas. And then he moved to the Lakers by the next year in 2019. So in 2019, Giannis had his brother on that team. The Lakers took the other Giannis and put him on their team. The other Costas. Oh, wow. You got to understand, the game is simple, but it's hard. It's hard because you're playing with the most elite athletic people in the world when you come to the NBA. These are AAU tournaments. This is people who played internationally. You see how the way they developing Cooper Flagg? Now, they would tell you Cooper Flagg is the best player in the world. They had Brian Scalabrine saying that Cooper Flagg embarrassed Bradley Beal. Oh, he beat Beal so bad, Beal started cussing the team out. I'm like, are you serious? You gonna say Cooper Flagg over Bradley Beal right now? You gonna do that? So that's what I'm saying about what we got caught into the prisoner of the moment situation. You have tons of people doing that. Now, they'll have you believe Cooper Flagg is the best player coming out of high school next year. And that's not true. He's one of them, don't get me wrong, but Cameron Boozer to me is better than Cooper Flagg. He might not get the publicity, but to me, he's the better fit. Well, of course, we knew Connect was a steal for the Lakers. He was. He's got length, and he can shoot the ball. And not only can he shoot the ball, he can finish at the rim. That's what they need. Lakers don't have guys that know how to finish at the rim. What they have is a collection of guys who likes to shoot threes. Austin Reeves can't finish at the rim like that. He's not a go to the rim finishing type of guy. They've been giving him and blessing him with fouls to put him on a free throw line because he can shoot free throws. That's about it. Oh, Outlaw finally woke up. Coach K. Coach K's been retired. He didn't sleep on the job for the last 12 years. Coach K is living off his name. The other assistant coaches have all been doing all the coaching anyway. Duke haven't won anything in years. They haven't been considered anything for real. They're just living off the name of the hype of when they were something. Everybody go, it's the reputation. It's Duke. No, it ain't Duke. It's that you're going to get national coverage. No, they just had the right team by accident. They had Christian Laettner who could play. They had Bobby Hurley. They had Grant Hill. They had a lot of players that could just flat out play. And then ever since then, after they beat UNLV that year, the Running Rebels, and upset them and ruined their perfect season, oh, man. They were on the map. The Jamal Mashburn game against them and Christian Laettner hit the game-winning shot. That's what made Duke. Besides that, Duke wasn't no threat besides any other time. They've been riding that success ever since. Yes, they're going to look at Cooper Flagg like that because he's white and he's American. I kid you not. White and American gets you a lot these days. Absolutely. It's not about what you think. Bryson Tiller was outstanding. The guy Koa Pete is up there. Caleb Wilson. You got the Peterson guy. His name Darren. It just depends on which guy that you find in the right situation. Koa Pete They'll just never get that publicity. You know, Cooper, it's the Cooper Flagg draft. You know, we knew this 2 years ago what was going to happen. They sending him to Duke. He's committed to go there, national television. He'll play 1 year. Then, you know, it's the Cooper Flagg draft. You know, everybody already know it. That's why they calling for it. It's the Cooper Flagg draft. Now, ask yourself this. Why in the world is anyone capping for that? Nobody's capping for Bronny. Nobody's capping like that for Bronny, like all the other players. You don't have no other NBA player saying how, man, Bronny is, man, this dude was something. I saw Bronny do this. He's incredible. Nobody's saying that. It's always media personalities. It's always Brian Windhorse, or Warthog, as I call him, Dave McMenamin. These guys are always capping for Bronny. Media guys. They haven't seen Bronny in no gym working, doing nothing. They haven't even watched his games. And it just so happened to be, they're signed to Clutch Sports. Guess who represents Bronny? Clutch Sports. Guess who his daddy is signed to? Clutch Sports. Right? Guess who started Clutch Sports? His buddy, his bestie, Rich Paul. So since we don't want to say it's really his company, and we going off that narrative, because that's what they want you to believe. They want you to sit there and believe, oh no, it's Bronny. It's all Bronny. He's just that good. If he was that good, the results wouldn't be the same. They would be completely different. No way would it be another way. It couldn't have been. There's no way it could be. Because if he was that great, it would show. These people keep putting on a circus act. And they've always been creating and changing the narratives.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Ain't no party like a Bron party. Yeah, you know what's up. Ain't no party like a Bron party. Yeah, they tried to get stuff like that taken down, but what they gonna do? What are they gonna do? He said the Bulls need to tank so they can get Cooper Flagg. The Bulls, all they gotta do is play basketball. They ain't gotta tank. They're like, y'all must be tanking. No. Or he'll be a Detroit Piston. The Pistons is finna make a move. Watch what I tell you. We picked up some scrappers, buddy. Like, we went to the discount 50% off, 75% off NBA league. We got people up out of there, B. We got everybody for dirt cheap. I mean, dirt cheap. The sign in the office in the Detroit Pistons is like, I'm like, that looked like the break room of the lunch cafeteria. That's the office that people are signing the contracts in? Jesus Christ. The Pistons, well, I'm like, where do we got money at? How can we be paying people millions? Who coming to the games? So they got the head coach up out of there so they can say I done Cade back. It was either the coach or Cade. They chose Cade. Now, here's for the kicker. Now, here's the kicker, because I want y'all to hear this. Look how bad Bronny's performing. Offensively, shooting, right? Now, when the season starts and he played with LeBron and Bronny started hitting all these threes, I don't want y'all to say, man, he must been getting better. They gonna magnet ball his shit. That's why they not worried about it. The Lakers already know what's going to happen with Bronny. They're gonna start magnet balling this shit for this guy. Watch. Watch Bronny turn into Steve Kerr when the season starts. But you know what they don't have here? Magnet ball. Ain't no magnet ball in Summer League. You got to actually be able to hit a shot. Now, wait till the NBA games. You're going to be seeing the weirdest shots go in. But see, here, I knew you were going to see what Bronny really truly is, because in Summer League, they don't do that. So, only time will prove me right. As usual. I've seen Dylan Harper very little, but yeah, what I saw of him, he definitely has skills. He's better than Bronny. Bronny was highly rated during his freshman and sophomore year. Then you start to see him fall towards his junior and senior year. Normally, people, if you're that player, when you start getting into your junior and senior year, that's when you're supposed to start jumping way off the page. You know, and once you start seeing that Bronny wasn't a high school All-American, when they was making the selections, then somebody got hurt and they went and grabbed Bronny. Oh, that guy, what's his name? Rakir? That Zachary? Mm-hmm. Yeah, him and Alex Sarr. They made their summer league debut. Yeah, Sarr had about 12. He had about 4 blocks, 7 rebounds. He's like a 7-footer that can go the whole court, right along with what's the name, Zachary, whatever. Oh, the Knicks are doomed. They're doomed. Everybody's picking them to go to the NBA championship, win the division. The Knicks are doomed. Bronny does read the headlines. If Bronny didn't read the headlines, Bronny 100% reads all headlines. If Bronny didn't read the headlines, you wouldn't have saw him do what he did last night. Bronny went out there shooting because he wasn't aggressive. Now, Reed Sheppard was who they were going up against. Now, Reed Sheppard is the other guy that was on the court that people wanted to check out and see what was happening. And he didn't disappoint. Now, Reed Sheppard, defensively, is terrible. And if he's going to make it in the NBA, especially with somebody with a coach like that you got, Udoka ain't going to go for no damn body lackluster on defense. One slight bump and he falling over and stuff like that. Well, Reed Sheppard could score. He could shoot. He's another J.J. Redick type guard. They can catch, they can shoot, and that's his thing. But defensively, he's a liability. He's going to have to get better there. Bronny played, I think, 27 minutes last night. And he shot the second most shots of anybody on the team. Bronny James should not be shooting 14 shots in a game. That just shouldn't happen. No, see, that's where you're wrong. I didn't say Bronny is a great defender. I just say he competes on defense. He plays D. He tries. But you're getting lit up, Bronny, by a guy who's a better shooter than you. Reed was D'ing him up. What's his name? Ripped him up. And I'm like, these are average players. Right. He ain't even played the best of the best yet. Well, Dalton Connect is the real deal. From the moment he was drafted, we knew what he was. He was one of the best players on that team. Oh, Reed Sheppard I mean, he'll get in his bag and he could dribble better than JJ Redick, but he's a shooter. Right. We just need people to play better defense. That's it. Yeah, Bronny will have that game. Won't be in Summer League, I think, unless he improves on how his plan of attack is. Like your identity as a player is one thing. You know, it's like, yeah, he's shooting too quick. He's not that strong of a player yet, but he's still in a learning stage. But to have Dave McMenamin be the microphone mouthpiece of Bronny James is what are we talking about here? We got a Clutch Sports agent or whatever, or a representative speaking to a Clutch Sports client, two clients talking about each other. You know they're not going to go against the damn thing. He'd be dropped from Clutch immediately. Oh, yeah. Right. I've never seen somebody get glazed for going 0 for 12. And then immediately ESPN starts talking about Bronny's defense. He was like, I was speaking to the Lakers coach, Dan Johnson, and he was really impressed by his developmentally defensively from the second game on. My goodness, he was rejecting screens. He was showing multiple efforts on that side of the ball. And that's the one thing you want to get improves on. You want to make sure that you defensively are doing something out there on the court. You're not forcing the issue. He's not saying I'm going to put matters into my own hands, but he really was. Hold on. Hello? Yeah, but I got to call you back. I'm doing the show now. I'll call you back after. Are you at home? Okay. I'll call you. Yeah. Yeah, that was Mom. So I might have to call her back in a minute. Well, it all depends on how people have laid out their, objectivity or whatever. Nobody needed to have a lot of stuff like that about Bronny brought to that forefront. But the thing is that defensively, who is he shut down? I see him trying defensively. He's trying to set screens. Yeah, he was trying to set screens the whole nine. It's a lot of standing and watching. But like I said, once he get with the big boys, you'll see where they belong. Connect can really shoot the ball, and that's going to help the Lakers. Yeah, he got size. So defensively, he could be there. Well, if you want Bronny to get his confidence crushed, all you got to do is put him up against somebody else. I know they keep talking about a black fighter. Bronny's going to be a star in the next NBA Jam movie. All right, A-Train, I'll see you. Bronny going to be the star of the next movie. Man, that's funny. How do these dudes expect us to pick apart his son's game as this or that when y'all don't cover what we should see other players that deserve that coverage? Exactly. See, here's the thing. No, I don't deal with FYF sports. He's a hack. And when you're a hack, he's one of those guys that have all this, they're tech guys or whatever. They're not really sports guys at all. They just fanboys. So when you're a fanboy and you want to just, I got a computer, I want to do, you're like academics almost. You know, you're like one of them. Yeah, he's one of them. He used to come over here and then he got roasted so many times. He just left. And it's like, I ain't going over there no more. So, yeah, ain't no need of him coming back and getting in the live chat to get himself exposed. No, it's a lot of that's a lot of bad decisions made out there. But summer league is not something you use to really judge people about how like, man, this dude averaged 31 in the summer league, but in the real game, he averaging like 4 and 5. So that happens. So you can't see that. What you're looking for is how they're playing the game, the style, the switches, and the commitment, the passes, right decisions made. You're looking for those things. I'm not even looking at the points. I'm looking at the decisions being made offensively. And I don't see a confident player. I see a player that's going through the motions and he's listening to the press and he never should have taken that many shots in a game. You shouldn't be shooting 14 shots in a game. That's just it. You got to find your balance. And I can see if you shooting that many shots, if they're going in or you're shooting the correct shots. Taking wide open threes, I can understand that. But there you had better shots out there on the court that you could have gotten easy. That you decided to go to the 3-point line. The fact that how are you going to be a point guard if you can't bring the ball up? If your ball handling skill isn't good enough for you to bring the ball up, how are you going to be the point guard? You know, Magic didn't have Isaiah Thomas type of handles, but his ball handling ability was that he was 6'9". He could play with his back to the basket and walk you all the way down. That was his gift to the game. Bronny's basketball acumen is basically like what LeBron's skill set would be if he didn't have the height and weight to drive to the basket. Exactly. Now, he's a great kid, like a great person. You know, unlike his father, he's a great person. But how much of that is going to resonate over into your decision making? How much of that is going to resonate over into anything that you really care about? Mm-hmm. They're gonna try to make him a star, and that's what the people are afraid of. If they try to make this guy a superstar, that's gonna be the thing that just turn everybody off of Bronny. Is that we see what kind of player he is. We know he needs development. He's about 4 years of developing. He needs about 3 or 4 years of development. He said, I see Bronny as a guy to hustle plays, pass first only, kind of like Josh Hart. If he tries to do more, he'll be out the league. No, it's just Josh Hart, when he came in the game, Josh Hart had a lot of like tenacity to his game, but he didn't have the ability to make these shots. He wasn't durable enough for the season. Like you gotta almost figure this out in nanoseconds. You know, it's like you gotta have a nanosecond to figure out this stuff. You gotta know already where somebody's going to be. You gotta anticipate where they're going to be. You're gonna have to know all of this instinctively. Like I said, Bronny has had the best training in the world. He's had world-class trainers. He's had strength and conditioning coaches. He's had all international basketball players, former pros training with him. Gilbert Arenas has worked with him. They've had countless people working with Bronny, including his own father. They've put him in the best facilities of workout equipment. He's got workout equipment, got a whole gym in his house. He can just go down the hall and play basketball. Got a full basketball court built inside of his home that he lives in. He don't need to make it in basketball to be successful. Your dad's got enough money for you for life. You've got millions. He's got millions already off his NIT deals. So he's already got millions of dollars in his own accounts. Bryce has got money. Bryce has got millions. They're getting that money already. Now, Chappelle Hannon just said something crazy. Now, what have I said up here bad about Bronny? If I don't like LeBron and his son, why would I say I don't like LeBron? And I have not tied that anywhere to Bronny. You see how people just talk and they don't even listen? It is not Bronny's fault, okay, that he's not a great basketball player. He just isn't. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's trying. Yes, Bronny is his son. He's like, that's his son, correct? Yes, Bronny is his son. That's about the only thing you said that's been correct yet. Yes, Bronny is his son. What about? That's his son, correct? Yeah. So is Bryce. No, this is what trolling is, Winnie. Exactly. I've actually been the mildest person in breaking this down. I mean, people are going in on Bronny. He's a bum. He shouldn't be in the league. Yeah, just like his daddy. Like father, like son. He's a bum. So overrated. I was like, my goodness, it is crazy. Crazy on social media. So I hope you don't go to a Laker game trash talking again. It all depends. I don't think I got that out of my system. I had to give it to Bron that day. He deserved it. This is what I'm saying. Have you been listening to anything that we said today? What do you mean I'm on Bronny? Or are you talking to somebody in the chat? Because it couldn't obviously be me, because I'm not on Bronny's case. What is he talking about? Nobody's ever called LeBron a bum but me. Okay, now you talking about LeBron. So why do you keep tying that to Bronny? See, y'all keep tying it to Bronny, to LeBron. Y'all tying Bronny to Bron. And you're taking what everybody's saying on social media and trying to tie it to me instead of listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Bronny couldn't start in the Korean basketball league. Probably not, but he needs about 3 years of development. So if you're going to be serious about actually making Bronny a valuable NBA basketball player, what you actually should do is let him go to the travel league. Let him go to the travel league. Let him evolve. Yeah, let him go ahead and do all these things. He needs to be doing that because it's holding everybody else back. You make people look like fools when you don't. Yeah, but you make people look like fools when you don't do the things that you're supposed to do correctly. And when you start moving in a direction that's not ideal, yeah, it's problematic. Well, a lot of people believe smoking weed stunted his growth. And hey, that might be the case. You know, it's a lot of people, there's a lot of people that smoke and they got to be 6'6", 6'7". That's just genetics. His mama's short. Bryce was the only one to get his height. Sometimes it goes like that. The second child end up being the tall one. Oh, well, it's gonna get that crazy. No, he's got to realize all you got to do is finish at the rim. Get your layups, get your dunks, get the easy ones. Work on the jump shot later. Work on your three ball. Get that later. You want to get the feel of the game. Take shots in rhythm and spots where you should be. I want to see better decision making offensively in set plays, not transition. Bronny has one shot. One shot in 3 games that he made. One shot. Everything else has been in transition. He's hit one jump shot, and that was his first game. Everything else, transition. Finishing at the basket. Well, of course, everybody's going to explode on him. He's a 55th pick in the draft who's going to get more attention than the first pick in the draft. Well, guys have got to communicate. Defensively in the block, when you're guarding a three-point shooter in the corner, Bronny's going to have to learn you can't play up too high. If you play up too high and you expose your leg, like he's used to, like he's got to work on guarding the back door a lot better. He's used to playing a lot of high school ball where they stick their leg out to try to kick the ball away. You know, a lot of guys in high school and college, they stick their foot out to try to kick the ball away. Yeah, I mean, we could critique a 55th pick in the draft game over and over and over till somebody's blue in the face. He's the 55th pick in the league. But because of the hype they gave him coming into the league, this is why everybody's doing this. Because it's LeBron James, the hype machine they put around Bronny and everything else, and the politics they use to get him in the league when people believe he's not even at that level to be in the league. That's where the problems come in. That's where the disconnect hits. Now, everyone else, not so much, right? You're not going to have a lot of people that's really caring about a lot of the things that they hear, say, or what have you. But for everyone else, it might hit a little different. You're going to have people saying, oh, I wanted to hear this. Oh, I wanted to see that. I wanted this person to do this. I'm shocked this person ain't say this or do that. Why? What would be so surprising to you? Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's why I don't read too much into it. Oh, man. George Mirasan could play. What are you talking about? Mirasan could play. Size doesn't matter as long as you can ball, which Bronny can't on this level. You're right. He's undersized and underskilled in the position. You're absolutely correct. Could I beat Bronny in a one-on-one game right now? Absolutely not. But Bronny James ain't battling me. And I definitely wasn't going for the NBA. Good as I wasn't going to the NBA. And I was somebody who bested Stephon Marbury in a scrimmage game. You know, we were doing pickup basketball game. We was going up against the high school All-Americans, and they had to get us off the court quick. Them coaches came out there and said, whoa, wait a minute, who are these guys? Oh, no, y'all can't be out here. No. Like, that's it. Like, what if one of us would have hurt one of the high school All-Americans playing against them? Like, that's a bad move. No, that would have been a bad move. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Well, anyway, I want to say thank all y'all that came in. We might do a live chat tonight. I might, but I might be kicking it tonight. So we don't we might see. But stay tuned. We're gonna have a lot more for you. Love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out.